Hello, welcome to Nate Flicks. I am Nate. You are you, and as you may or may not know, Miramax struck a deal with Trancas at the end of 2023 to where Miramax can now do a Halloween TV series, they can do a movie, or they can do both. They can set up a whole brand new cinematic universe for Michael Myers and all of his victims if they so choose. So you could see a TV series that's going to create a groundswell of new interest and start up a bunch of fandom for new people everywhere for Michael Myers, which will then culminate in a movie. But until now, we didn't really get any more details besides that. And that has finally changed as Mark Helwig, the head of TV over at Miramax, sat down with Deadline and said that they are starting to meet with people to assemble a creative team to take on writers. They're receiving pitches and they're getting a lot of really good ideas. And they do ultimately know what they do and what they don't want. The first thing they don't want that was specified is that we are not going to continue the story of David Gordon Green's trilogy. Helwig says that that's a wrap. That's kind of had a bow put on it. There's nowhere else to go with that. And I don't necessarily think that's true because I've had a lot of people say they loved Halloween Ends. I know a lot of you hate Halloween Ends. A lot of you say you like Halloween Ends and you want to know what happens with Allison next or what happens with Laurie. Is it going to be like the original ending where she took on that evil? She thought she dispatched her boogeyman once and for all, only to assume this shape. Or maybe Allison brings some of that evil with her. Maybe she's pregnant with Corey's child, something along those lines. Well, you'll just have to speculate and write your own fan fiction because Helwig says, no, we are not doing that. In fact, we're not going to do any of the other timelines. We're just going to go back to the original like we always do. So for a fan like me, I've done a video where I've talked about, hey, we should go back and we should seize the day and do right by the Jamie Lloyd character. Forget 6, even forget 5 if you want to. Just go back off that amazing climactic finish to where it's revealed that she is the new shape. She has stabbed her mother. There was a transference of evil from her uncle to her. We always wanted that. We're not going to get it, at least not yet. I mean, Danielle Harris, who plays Jamie Lloyd, she actually even made a pitch that I thought sounded really good. Like I said, I've done a video. A lot of you received that video very well, and you said you wanted to see that. But alas, Helwig does not want to see that. So we're going back to the origin that we always go to. John Carpenter's 1978 film, The Night He Came Home. And Helwig says we're going to pick it up with a bunch of characters who don't always get enough attention, that there's more to say about. And I'm like, dude, who are you talking about? There's nothing left to say with Laurie Strode. We've done it some more. She just really wasn't that interesting of a character to begin with, if you ask me. I love Halloween, and Laurie Strode was a proto-final girl, but she's a proto-final girl. She's not that well-rounded. You can kind of only make her the reserved, bookish, kind of nerdy girl, or you can make her the once bookish nerdy girl who now is like scarred by trauma and has taken up alcoholism, H2O, or has become Sarah Connor and sequestered herself in the woods and taken up arms. Halloween 2018. That's pretty much all you can really do with that character. So who are you alluding to, Helwig? Who is left to touch? Are you going to do something with the Dr. Loomis character? Now, I know a lot of fans want to see this. I've heard a lot of people say they want to see a series about Loomis and his days in the asylum or the sanitarium with Michael Myers, or some of his previous cases before he had Michael Myers as a patient. And for me, I really hope they do not go there, because to me, Donald Pleasence is that character. And as much as I enjoy Rob Zombie's Halloween and Halloween 2, I know I'm the minority on that. When you say Dr. Loomis, I've never once thought of that character. You say Dr. Loomis, and my mind goes to the character that we got in Halloween, Halloween 2, Halloween 4, 5, and 6. It's Donald Pleasence, y'all. It's always been Donald Pleasence. When I was a kid, I watched these movies just as much for Dr. Loomis as I did for Michael Myers, because he was like the Van Helsing going after the Dracula, if you will. It was like these classic foils that were always going to be squaring off against each other. They were crossed in the stars, and Donald Pleasence just owned that role. And that's why he got paid so much to be in the original, because Carpenter had to have him. He demanded most of the budget when you look at the way money was allocated for that first cheap film. So you can't just put anybody in there, and you can't like extrapolate too much. It's just going to get bogged down. And we always do that with Halloween, because at its root, it's a very, very simple story about a very, very simple character. But we'll have to tackle on and try to explain, and we overdo things. We had all this lore and all this mythos, and we end up dividing the fan base over and over again. So what do you think about Helwig's pitch that we're going to go back and just jump off from the original film like we did this time, that time, that time, and the other. For me, I'm like, man, we've been there. Let's do something different. Let's go back and do the Cult of Thorn trilogy and do it right. Let's revise history. Let's give Jamie Lloyd the final chapter that she deserves. That would be fun. That would be fresh. I don't need to see Laurie Strode anymore. Or you're like, hey, give me another Laurie Strode character, but maybe do it a little bit differently. Put a modern twist on it. Subvert our expectations. Go for certain themes. Do you want that? Or are you saying, there's other characters. It could be Dr. Loomis. I'm game for that. Maybe it's going to be the children. Maybe it's going to be Tommy and Lindsay, and we're going to see them grow up, and Michael's going to come back into the fray once they hit like high school age. Maybe we could go from there. We don't really know. He's receiving a lot of pitches. He's talking to a lot of writers, but all we know is that in his mind's eye, it has to be about the 1978 film and taking it from there. So no Halloween 2, none of the stuff at the hospital, none of the greatness of Halloween 4, none of it. So are you excited by that news? Do you like any of the ideas that I've spat out? What would you have preferred? Are you interested in a TV series? Because if I'm blatantly honest, I just want to see Michael Myers on the big screen. I'm not as interested in the TV series. It's like I watched the Chucky series, gotta say. Much prefer Chucky when he's in movies. I think these slasher properties best are suited to movies because, like I said, they're simple characters, simple premises. And when you have to fill, even if Halloween, the series is 8-9 episodes and they're an hour each, that is 9 hours that you now have to fill about what is a very simple conceit. But those are my thoughts. I'm, of course, going to tune in because it's my favorite franchise. Let me know what your thoughts are on all of this. Go ahead and give me your pitch. What do you want to see done with this TV series? And are you more excited for the Halloween TV series or the Friday the 13th Crystal Lake series? Let me know down below. And one more thing. Have yourself a great day. I'm Nate for Nate Merriflick saying that's a wrap.